So this is the final video of the three-part video series that I addressed a couple weeks ago with regards to how to get what you want. Now it started because during the new year, a lot of people had New Year's resolutions, and I disclosed the statistics as to why they fail. Then I followed up with another video to hopefully change the mindset of many people of what it means to be successful and to have success. In this video, I'm going to discuss, or I'm going to unravel the virtues and the qualities that a person should have that will help them get what they want. So let's unravel what those virtues are. So when I used to give this class, the virtue that I used to convey, that I used to tell people was the most important. There are many virtues and qualities that a person needs to have to really get them what they want. You want things, there's a certain way of doing it. And I used to say that the most important, if you had one virtue and one quality that will guarantee that you will be successful, that would be self-discipline. Now this was before I really dove into it. And my understanding of discipline was kind of like a commanding presence. Like to be disciplined means that you are following orders. Self-discipline meaning you are following your own orders. It's like if you are your own general. It's like no matter how I feel about something, if I have self-discipline, I'm going to do it. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, that's not the right term. Discipline does not mean any of that. So I had to look up the definition. I had to really unravel the concept of discipline because it was confusing. For example, the disciples weren't militaristic. What does it mean to be a disciple? So it is related to discipline. So the word discipline comes from the Latin disciplina, which means instruction, learning. A disciple is one who receives instruction and learning. Discipulus means pupil or student, stemming from discere, which is to learn. So discipline has nothing to do with commanding or military. It is a word to describe following, to train the soul. It's a relationship one has to a practice. So being disciplined, meaning you follow a path. Meaning you learn a path. Like when people ask, what is your discipline of study, your area of mastery? So your discipline could be art, could be music. That is your area of expertise. So discipline is being a student. Self-discipline means being a student of your own life. Your willingness to be taught by experience, follow a set of principles that lead to mastery. So discipline really is about learning, being curious about yourself. That's what self-discipline is. Being curious about yourself and becoming a master of who you are. Learning who you are and mastering that person, who you are. So being self-disciplined means acting as both the teacher and the student. Now, this is important, obviously, for achievement. If you want to be successful, you do need to be self-disciplined. But it is not really the quality or the virtue that is going to guarantee the outcome. Because remember, the outcome is you get it. I want, I get. Now, being self-disciplined is helpful because it involves a bit of self-reflection. You do have to know who you are. You have to be aware. Self-awareness really stems into a lot of this because a lot of the things we want sometimes isn't really what we want. We want it because other people want it for us, or we want a certain status. Self-reflection is a very important component. This is what really is going to help you in success, is being self-reflective, being self-disciplined, being a student of yourself. But the quality that I learned that is going to be really, really important to your success is having integrity. So again, integrity is the key to success. I would say arguably it is, of the many things, it's at the top of what's going to almost guarantee that you're going to achieve it. And I'll say this because it is a supporting quality. It is not, oh, I have integrity. In order to have integrity, you have to have proper values. So what does integrity mean? So integrity comes from the Latin word integer, which means wholeness and completeness. So having integrity means you are whole and complete. In order to be whole and complete, you have to have an awareness of what the structure is. You have to know what's important to you. You need diligence. Diligence means choosing what to value over what you feel. So you need to have a set of values. You need to know what those values are. An example that I'm going to use is, and this is an important thing because when you're making goals, really those contradictory values can be a problem. An example that I can probably say is if you value leisure and comfort, as in the really, like that you're top of your priority, your value, you really value leisure and comfort. That means if you behave, and touching on values, values drive behavior. If I told you I valued fitness, like wellness, health, fitness, but I've not been to the gym in probably 10 years, and you see me eating donuts and fried food and starchy carbohydrates every single day in excess and abundance. Ask yourself, does he really value fitness? Because he's not behaving in congruence to what he values. Values drive our behavior because values are what are important to us. So if it's important, I will behave in relationship to what is important. So if I'm not treating it as it should be, the value, fitness, wellness, health, then I don't value it. My behavior will show what I value, not my statements, my behavior. But you really have to break down and really think about, what do you really value? What are your values? So if I value comfort and leisure, and at the same time, I say, well, I also value wellness, fitness, and staying healthy. I would argue these are a bit contradictory. And mainly because in order to be fit, in order to be well, in order to be healthy, you have to accept a certain level of discomfort. It is not pleasant to go to the gym. Some people say it is, but you know what? You're essentially causing destruction to your body. You don't feel great. You have to breathe, the breathing, the exercise, the muscles, there's pain. And then on top of that, you're not eating things often that are enjoyable. Now, this is something you have to think about. So there's that self-reflection ability. That's, again, of the many things that are going to be helpful in your success. Self-reflection is essential. Stephen Covey, I try and remember which habit it is, sharpen the saw. And part of that is being a student of yourself, self-discipline, sharpening the axe. Remember that the first quote I said of Abe Lincoln, if you give me 4 hours to chop a tree, I'll spend the first 3 hours sharpening the axe. It is working on yourself so that you can act appropriately when the time comes. So you need to be a student of yourself. Know thyself. Know yourself. Know what's really important to you. So that way, if you say, for example, if I value family, that means nothing will ever get in the way of family. If I value family, I will behave accordingly. That's having integrity. If something interferes with family, then I do not have integrity because I said I value family. There's a congruence. You are no longer whole because you're broken. I value family, but my job comes first. So do you really, what's more important, value your work or your family? So you have to really think about this too. But integrity is going to be the thing that's going to make sure you achieve, because in order to be whole, in order to succeed, you're basically going to have to keep your word. You're going to have to maintain your behavior in alignment with your values. So if you value success, if you value achievement, then nothing will get in the way of you getting that thing that you say you are hoping to achieve. That is the key. Integrity, having integrity is a quality that supports your success. Means you will maintain wholeness, and your word is your bond. If you value success, you will not break anything, nothing. You will not break that value for anything. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to add a couple of other things that are going to help. Some other qualities that I found. Providence is the ability to determine the right course. That's providence. Think of providence as wisdom. It's going back to the knowing what's really important to you. Providence is thinking about right, not just desire. Like, oh, I want it because I want it. Why do you want it? Why is it important to you? Do you have providence, the ability to determine what is right? Conscientiousness is also a strong predictor. It's being aware. Stamina, perseverance. Passion is something I'm going to talk about later, but another thing is self-regulation, which is temperance. Self-regulation is the ability to know your internal states, your internal emotional states, and it is essential for the ability to say no. That means no matter how you're feeling, you're still going to follow through because you have self-regulation. So there are many things. Success, going back to what it means to have success and to set goals, there are going to be many things that are going to determine that. But self-discipline is important. You want to be a student of yourself. You want to know who you are. Diligence is choosing what to value over what you feel. So understanding that diligence is, I feel good when I'm in comfort, but what I value is health and well-being. So being able to discern, discernment. Steadfastness is being immovable, firmly in place. It's tied into integrity. It's like no matter what else is going on around you, you are holding true to your word, to your values. Not necessarily word. If honesty is something you value, now think about that. Integrity supports your values. So if honesty is something you value, that means, and honesty meaning you be true to your word. That means nothing should break. Having integrity means nothing should break that value. So no matter what else is going on around you, that means you are not susceptible to external environments. An example I want to use, like if a building has good structural integrity, that means it's whole and it is sound. That means no matter how bad the storm is, no matter how strong the wind is, no matter how much bombs go off, a building that has structural integrity will remain whole no matter what else is going on around you. That's really integrity. It means no matter how much influence you have people around you, and this is including yourself. If you have integrity, no matter how much your other values push your primary value, that value is going to maintain its integrity. It's like if I put fitness and well-being as now my primary value, and my primary thing I value the most, and I put leisure and comfort's going to always try to break that. Having integrity means that this value is going to be whole no matter what. So hopefully this unraveling made a little sense to help you, because my goal is to help you think clearly, yes, smell better, and then make better decisions. I want you to succeed. I want you to get what you want, because we can all get what we want. My philosophy is you can do whatever you want, as long as whatever you want to do doesn't interfere with the ability for me to do whatever I want to do. So it's kind of like being aware of consequences. You can do whatever you want. Surely I can break every dish in my kitchen, but there are consequences to it. So being aware of those consequences and how that impacts everything else. So I'm hoping I want to help you get to where you want to be. And with New Year's resolutions coming in, everybody tells me, everybody wants. Wanting is free. Wanting is very free, but it takes work to get what you want. And in many cases, my observation, people just want, and people want it done for them. They want it there already. The work that it takes to get what you want is tedious. It takes a lot. And it takes many of the things that I was discussing over here. It takes these qualities and virtues to get from I don't have, I want, to I now have. And going back to my other video, the distance between, the gap between the I want and the achievement, if it's really big, that is where these qualities and values really come into play. Small gaps, again, picking up the pen, don't require a lot of this. It is it's the bigger, it's the achievement, it's the goals that have big gaps that really demand these type of qualities and virtues. So I'm hoping this was helpful. So thank you for this Unravel. Thank you for watching. I'm going to be having future unravelings with regards to ideas and concepts as well. One of them is going to be passion, the meaning of passion, not what you think it means. So thank you for watching. Share this with somebody share this video and the other videos with somebody, to somebody who you think this could be helpful to. Leave in the comments your thoughts, your suggestions. I'm always open to feedback. Remember, when I started teaching this, I thought self-discipline was the answer, and then I learned and I adjusted. That's the key. Adjust your thinking to what is the proper course, even if it contradicts what you've said before. So, thank you again, and I will see you at the next Unraveling.